The most important plug-in ever. Find out what it is next on Music Surgery with me, Dr. Bob.
How to plug a cord into a wall.
Sumner, you freaking idiot. Not that kind of plug-in. The kind of plug-in they want to know about. Come on. Hey, you guys, quickly before we get started, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And don't forget to check out the Doctor's Lounge, my store, and the links to some great samples below in the description of this video. Yeah, there is one plugin that I consider the most important of all, and you have it. This one plugin will help focus on the most important parts in any and every song. Let's go. Okay, let me show you this plugin, and there's a specific setting. So, going to my master bus here, and up here, the first thing I have is an EQ. This one happens to be the FabFilter Pro Q3, but this can be any EQ, especially one that gives you graphics like this. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to load my preset, mid-range check. Now, as you can tell, everything is rolled off pretty much above 2K and below 200 Hertz. The reason for this is every song, no matter what genre, the melody and the things in the middle of your mix, and I don't mean centered, I mean the mid-range of your mix, need extreme detail. So things like big guitars, snare drums, lead vocals can really be out of the way from each other EQ wise, and these EQ cuts really help you to focus on this for a while, so you're not distracted by kick drums, bass, top end, hi-hat, sizzle, stuff like that. So after I've been mixing for a while, and I think I have things pretty well balanced, I click this on, and it sounds terrible, but I start to concentrate on my mid-range. So let's take a look at this. Like I said, it sounds terrible, but I'm going to try to get things level-wise and EQ-wise between the vocal, the guitars, and things like that that are in the mid-range, working well together when I'm just concentrating on them.
She's laughing her ass off while they're burning, burning. Can't really say that I don't deserve it, I earned it. Shades, burning pictures of me. They're all up in flames. She busted the frames. Shades, whipped them all off the wall. Made a pile of them all. So thin in gasoline, and nothing remains but the ashes, ashes. She's laughing her ass off while they're burning, burning. Can't really say that I don't deserve it. Shades, burning pictures of me. They're all up in flames. She busted the frames. Shades, whipped them all off the wall. Made a pile of them.
So the drums might be a little in the way of the vocal there. Let me bring some of this back.
Shades, burning pictures of me. They're all up in flames. She busted. Burning pictures of me. They're all up in flames. She busted the frames. Shades, whipped them all off the wall.
getting things out of the way ever so slightly from the vocal, and I'm not distracted by anything else that's outside of this mid-range.
She's laughing her ass off while they're burning, burning. Can't really say that I don't deserve it. I earned it. Shades, burning pictures of me. They're all up in flames. She busted the frames. Shades, with them all on the wall. Made a pile of them all. So feeling gasoline. And nothing remains but the ashes, ashes. She's laughing her ass off while they're burning, burning. Can't really say that I don't.
Those were poking out way too much in the 1.5 range,
Shades,
clouding up the mid-range.
shades, burning pictures of me. They're all up in flames. She busted the frames. Shades,
Now, getting that out of the way, I can bring those up a little bit.
shades, burning pictures of me. They're all up in flames. She busted the frames. Shades, with them all off the wall. Made a pile of them all. And nothing remains but the ashes, ashes. She's laughing.
Let me go to another EQ here and get some of that out of those. First, let's find out where that is.
She's laughing her ass off while they're burning, burning. Can't really say that I don't deserve it. Shades, burning pictures of me. They're all up in flames. She busted the frames. Shades, whipped them all off the wall. Made a pile of them all. Soaked them in gasoline. And not
So I swept for that part that was in the way of the vocal.
shades, burning pictures of me. They're all up in flames. She busted the frames. Shades, whipped them all off the wall. Made a pile of them all. Soaked them in gasoline. And nothing remains but the ashes. Ass off while they're burning, burning. Can't really say that I don't.
All right, much more balanced and detailed in that range. Now, every now and then, I'll bump that EQ out and double check and slide back and forth. It gets fatiguing listening with just the mid-range, but man, this is a great way to surgically make sure that middle frequency range of your song is great. Let me pop it out.
Shades, burning pictures of me. They're all up in flames. She busted the frames. Shade, whipped them all off the wall. Made a pile of them all. Soaked them in gasoline. And nothing remains. Ashes, ashes. She's laughing her ass off while they're burning, burning. Can't
Now, it's quite a shock when you go back to full spectrum EQ. Things sound really bright and really boomy. That's because you're used to just dialing in that EQ in the middle.
Shades, burning pictures of me. They're all up in flames. She busted the frames. Shade, whipped them all off the wall. Made a pile of them all. Soaked them in gasoline. And nothing remains but the ashes, ashes. She's laughing her ass off while they're burning, burning. Can't really say that I don't deserve it. I earned it.
Now I can get a little bit of that honk back above the drums.
Shades, burning pictures of me. They're all up in flames. She busted the frames. Shade, whipped them all off the wall. Made a pile of them.
So you can tell the mid-range of my mix between the mid-range of the keyboards, the big guitars, the vocals, the background vocals, the acoustic guitar, some of the other keyboard lines. I think I said the big guitars. And also, it's important to do this with your effects still in. And obviously, I've done this to all my returns, as we always do. We don't want any boominess in our reverb or spittiness in our reverb. But a great way in every mix, because every vocal counts, to bounce back and forth between your full spectrum EQ and this really odd shaped mid-range EQ. It's going to teach your ear to really dial those things in and listen to the intricate differences in your mid-range. Well, there you go. This EQ is a game changer because it teaches our ear to listen and define mid-range and focuses us on the most critical part of the song. Even in modern pop and urban music where the low end is so prominent, the vocal is still the most important part of those tracks. After all, no one is singing the 808 kick part in their car. Detailed mid-range in your mixes is the real difference maker. Get it right first and then sculpt everything else around that. Thanks as always for watching. Give me some comment love and a thumbs up below, and hit me at drbobmusicsurgery@gmail.com if you want to say hello or you want me to work on your music. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you the next time the doctor's in.